This is TOS Television, your digital-first pan-African news network. I am Abigail Okwade, and this is Africa Now. 16 soldiers were killed and 9 wounded after hundreds of Boko Haram fighters attacked a military base in southern Niger, the defense ministry says. About 50 of the attackers were killed in the resulting combat in the West African country's Diffa region, and significant quantities of weapons were recovered, the ministry added in a statement on Wednesday. The Boko Haram insurgency broke out in northeastern Nigeria in 2009, but violence frequently spills over into neighboring Chad, Niger, and Cameroon in the Lake Chad Basin. 5 people have been confirmed dead, including 3 police officers, after a gun battle with an armed man near Tanzania's French embassy in Dar es Salaam, according to the president on Wednesday. Liberato Sabas, Tanzania's head of police operations, says the gunman, believed to be a foreigner from Somalia, attacked 2 police officers, took their guns, and then began shooting sporadically towards the French embassy. It was not immediately clear whether the shootout in the heavily guarded diplomatic area was a terror attack. And now to matters of diplomatic relations. Nigeria and Russia have signed a military cooperation deal that will provide a legal framework for the supply of equipment, training of troops, and technology transfer. Nigeria already uses some Russian fighter jets and helicopters alongside military equipment purchased from the Western powers such as the United States. Nigerian embassy in a statement described the pact as a landmark development in bilateral relations between Abuja, Nigeria's capital, and Moscow. Morocco's Foreign Minister Nasser Bourita says his country will stand by Libya unconditionally to help promote security and stability of the country. He made this known during a joint press briefing after a meeting with member of the Libyan Presidential Council, Abdullah Al-Lafi, in Rabat. According to the Moroccan minister, the issue of national reconciliation remains an essential factor to overcome the past and foster unity among all parties, especially as elections draw near in Libya. He stressed that Morocco, which has led an exemplary process in this field through the Equity and Reconciliation Commission, is willing to share its experience and guide Libya. And now to politics. Cape Verde's Constitutional Court has approved 7 candidates for the October 17 presidential elections, it says in a statement. This will be the first time that the country will have 7 official candidates for the country's top job since its independence from Portugal in 1975. Electoral campaigns will take place from September 30th to October 15. In the event of a presidential runoff, this will be scheduled for October 31. This is your digital-first pan-African news network, TOS Television. You are watching Africa Now. We move to business after the break. So stay tuned. Welcome back. In business, the Federal Inland Revenue Service of Nigeria has ordered South Africa's cable TV company MultiChoice to pay 50% of a contentious 1.8 trillion naira, that is $4.38 billion tax bill that accrued over the years. According to FIRS in a statement, the deposit of 50% of the sum was a condition that had to be fulfilled by MultiChoice Nigeria Limited before the tribunal could hear a full appeal on the matter. The statement came after the FIRS said in July that it had instructed banks to freeze the accounts of MultiChoice because the company had refused to grant access to the tax auditors to its servers. Zimbabwe will use more than half of the $961 million allocated by the International Monetary Fund in the form of special drawing rights to support its dying currency. The Southern African nation abandoned the Zimbabwe dollar in 2009 after inflation rose to 500 billion%, according to the IMF, and legalized trade in a range of currencies, including the US dollars and South African rand. The currency now trades at 85.82 to the US dollar and even lower on the black market, a plunge that's made it difficult for the government to get it accepted locally and is generally not tradable outside the country. The International Monetary Fund has approved a deal to give South Sudan $334 million to support the economic reforms in the country. Tong Ngo, governor of the Bank of South Sudan, says the new cash injection will boost the country's foreign exchange reserves and also offset the economic shocks caused by the pandemic. This increase in reserves will in turn help build external resilience and sustain the current reforms in the foreign exchange market, says the government. And away from business, Sudan says the giant dam Ethiopia constructed on the Blue Nile River did not contribute to this year's flood. Sudan notes it was able to utilize its own dams to lower the intensity of the yearly floods, which have historically devastated riverside farming communities. Sudan, which hopes the dam could have a positive effect on flooding during the rainy season, has complained of a lack of information from Ethiopia on the dam's operation. And in sports, the Confederation of African Football has appealed to the British government to grant exemptions to African footballers who are hoping to return to their home countries next week to compete in World Cup qualifiers. The call follows the collective decision by the clubs of Premier League to refuse to release players headed to countries on the United Kingdom's COVID-19 red list because of the quarantine measures they would face on their return from international duty. CAF says all next month's World qualifiers in Africa, which will be played from Wednesday, September 1 through Tuesday, September 7, would be under strict health conditions. And that is Africa Now. For more updates, to visit our website at www.costvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube to stay with us and enjoy more programs on COS Television Network. I am Abigail Ukmade. Thanks for watching.